Well, guys, we're keeping this. Also, one bit of advice: don't clean your turn signal lenses with acetone. It may blemish them. So, when I was coming in here, I knocked this one and this side off. And I've been knocking it off ever since I got this. I probably knocked it off maybe a dozen times. So I decided, well, let me clean it, because when I sprayed the back of the fender here, because you guys know that I scratched this a little bit when I cut it, so I had to spray it, and I sprayed the lens a little bit. So I cleaned the paint off the lens, the overspray on the lens with acetone. I was able to polish it a little bit, but I'm going to buy another set of these lenses for the tail lights. But yeah, guys, I'm going to keep this. I had this out on a ride yesterday, and it turns everybody's head. Everybody looks directly at it, because this has a distinct sound. These high compression chopper engines, they have a distinct sound. And I swear, this one lady was on a side street. She was like 1,000 feet down the end of this other goddamn street. And she stopped and she stood and looked in my direction to see what the hell it was. That's what these do. It's like one time when I pulled in a grocery lot, in a grocery store lot, people they're taking pictures of the motorcycle. I come out with my bags, there's people taking pictures of the motorcycle. And they want to ask you, did you build this? What kind of motorcycle? Because there's no name on it. There is a name on it. The name's on the front of the fork. That's the only place where the name is on this bike. And a lot of people, they think that you built it, and I tell them, yeah, I made this myself, I lie. Now, the reason I know why I got the idea in my head that I wanted to trade this for another motorcycle, and I'm going to explain that to all you. And I'm a pretty fucked up hombre. Okay, I deal with pretty serious depression. It goes in and out. I get it from time to time, because both my parents passed away, and I witnessed both of them passing away. My aunt lived with us also. I found her blue on the floor too, and she was like my second mother. She lived with us all my life that I knew of. So I found her. She was blue on the floor. My father died first. He was road raged into a massive brain aneurysm. And that day, when the police called me, I rushed to the hospital, and he's sweating profusely in a hospital bed. Couldn't speak a word of English. He kept on wanting a urinal. I had to zip his pants down. I put the urinal to his penis. He couldn't pee. Sweating profusely. I tried calming him down, and he suffered for 4 months in a vegetative state. And that's when I swore to God that I'm moving away from here, because these people aren't doing that to me. And my mother died, about 5 years later. And then my aunt died, which was my second mother. She died like 9 months later. All my friends are dead. All my friends died of drug overdoses. All of them. So I don't have any mother, father left. I don't have any friends left. I have one sister, which I saw her one time 5 years ago. lives, no, she doesn't live far away. She lives 1 air mile away. My niece and my nephew, they don't give a crap about me. They couldn't care if I was dead or alive. You know, so then I wasn't bullied in school, guys. I was tormented in school. I'm not going to tell you guys a story about that, but you know, I didn't fight back. I was basically tormented by African American children, and you know, I'm not a racist at all. A lot of my best friends were African. Matter of fact, I had more friends African American than whites. But the reason why I didn't fight the black kids back, because if you know, because I went to an almost all black grade school. It was an inner city school. It was 90% black, 10% white, because it was the school was located probably about 4, maybe 5 blocks down from the projects. So you know, when they would beat you up, if you fought back, your life was basically sentenced. You know, if you would fight back and beat them, they would wait for you outside the school doors with more of their friends, and you would get seriously hurt. So that's why I didn't fight back. And that was the biggest mistake of my life. I should have fought back no matter what would have happened to me, because it actually affects me to this day that I didn't fight back. You know, what it does is, it's not a confidence thing. I have a tremendous amount of confidence in myself, but what it is, it's an attention thing. You always want to feel like you always want to fit in, but you always feel like you don't fit in. You feel like people don't like you as a result of me not fighting back. You know, and I'm lucky enough to realize this. And going back to trading this in for another motorcycle, whether it was an Electric Glide, a Fat Boy, or the Indian, you know, our roof set us back $7,500, $7,600. So I wanted to sell this to get the money back, because I like having money. I like having a lot of money in the bank. And once I seen that people weren't interested in buying this, it turned me off to the bike. And I felt like I had to get another motorcycle that people would like. Because by me thinking, by people not wanting to buy this, I figured, well, they don't like the bike, so to fit in with them, I'm going to trade this in for a motorcycle that people will like. You get me? And this all goes back to me not fighting back in grade school, because by me buying a bike that people would be fond of, would like, I would fit in with them, and I would be liked by them. And this goes back to being tormented and not fighting back for 8 years, 9 years actually, because it went on in high school also. It goes all the way back to that. But I'm fortunate enough to understand what's going on inside my head. You know, getting attention on this kind of motorcycle is wonderful. You know, plus when you go to motorcycle events, people look at it. That's wonderful too. A lot of people don't like this because it's rigid. They all say, oh, your back gotta be killing you. Oh, that's gotta be hard on the back. Oh, it's gotta be back-breaking. Well, you know what? If you let just a little bit of air out of the big Bertha rear tire and you get a custom seat made like I did, it takes a lot of that out. Which that's what I did. But a lot of these people, man, that they don't know much about this type of bikes, they're ignorant. And I pay them no mind. But that's why I wanted to sell this, to get an Indian or a Harley. I was even looking at electric glides and Ultras also. Actually, they were cheaper than the Indian was. Because this not selling, I immediately thought to myself, well, people don't like it. I want to fit in. I want to be liked by them. So I'm going to trade this in for something that I think they will like so that I'll fit in with them. And that's why I wanted to sell this. The Indian Chieftain is a safer motorcycle. It is. It's a little safer. It's a lot more maneuverable. You all know that. It's hard to let this go though, guys. All this chrome and the kind of shape this is in, it's very hard for me to let this go. So I emailed the salesman and I told him that. I said, because I was approved for credit. My credit rating is 800. And I was approved to buy the Indian, actually with no money down. Now, I did a value, they have like a value calculator, what this would be valued at. The high end of this would be $8,875. The low end would be, I think, $7,500. Now, this is in really good shape. I think it's in excellent condition. It might be maybe, on a scale of 1 to 10, this is probably, I'd say it's probably a 9. Maybe a 9.5. So I would have probably got at least $8,500 on a trade-in for this, which I would have probably took if I would have went there. I would have financed, I think after financing interest and sales tax, I would have been financed at $7,200 on a 2014 Indian Chieftain. You spread that out over 48 months, my payments would have been $150 a month, which that's nothing. That's gas money. That's gas money for my car for 1 month actually. At the way at the price gas is right now, $5 a gallon for regular. The Indian Chieftain, it is more comfortable. It is easier on the roads, and it is more maneuverable, and it gets better gas mileage, but it's not a head turner like this. Now my father had an Indian. My father had an old, I think my father's Indian, it was 1950 something. And that's another reason why I went to the Indian, because I wanted to commemorate him. So I just wanted to tell you guys why I wanted to sell this. It's not disliking the motorcycle, guys. It's the shit that's wrong with me. Because I have really serious depression due to a lot of stuff, due to losing my family and all my friends, and always wanting the need to be liked and to fit in and to get attention. A human being getting attention, it's absolutely a wonderful thing. It's worth more than any amount of money in the world. If a person doesn't get any attention, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. To get attention, it's wonderful. Now, if I were to trade this in, another thing I would feel is I would feel guilt. I would feel a tremendous amount of guilt that I'm getting something that's just for myself. You know, and then you make yourself believe, well, it has 2 big saddlebags, you can go shopping with it. You know, I would feel a tremendous amount of guilt if I would trade that in. If I would trade this in for another bike. You know, because yeah, it's only $150 a month. You know, I wouldn't feel that whatsoever. Matter of fact, my PayPal, the amount I owe PayPal right now is $540. If I would pay that off, that would compensate for the Indian motorcycle. You know, and I wouldn't even be missing the $150. I wouldn't even be missing it. My internet bill right now is $134 a month for my high speed, because we have FiOS. You know, we have fiber optic internet. That's $134 a month. That's the reason why I make these like 1-hour ride videos, because it literally uploads in like 3-4 minutes. Where before, when I didn't have fiber optic, if I was stupid enough to make a 1-hour ride video, it would take maybe 8 hours to download it or to upload it. Now it takes, you know, 3-4 minutes, sometimes less. It depends how many people in the area are on the internet. If I make like a 10-hour video, it takes maybe like 20 seconds to upload it on the YouTube, and that's processed and finished. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys what's going on inside my head, you know, and I'm a pretty messed up vato, guys. I'm pretty messed up hombre. And I'm not going to get over it anytime soon. It's impossible for me to get over it. You know, if I was to hit the Powerball for several $1 million, for $300-400 million, I would probably spend every dime of that money trying to get attention and buying friends. So I'm going to try to make a, I may and may not be able to make a ride video this tomorrow, because I have to take my dog out for a walk. You know, I have my battery tender on this right now. By the way, you know what? I tried finding how old my Braille battery is. I think I bought that in 2019. So what I'm going to do is, hold on a second, guys. My nose man is draining, and I have to drain it. I'm going to try not to let you guys see it. Okay. That Braille battery, I'm going to replace it after this year is over. I'm getting a new Braille battery. And that is 720 cold cranking amps. That's what that sucker is. That's 720 cranking amps. That's why that sucker back then, back in 2019, this was before the pandemic. It was, I think it was like 200, maybe 220, maybe 219. It was something like that. But that's a jail battery. I'm going to get another one of those. The same kind of battery. Yeah, you guys got to also remember, your compression release valves sometimes stick. Okay, sometimes they stick. That's why when I run this, I hold them down a little bit to clean them out. And I also use Lucas, that upper cylinder lubricant. I always put a little bit of that in the tank, maybe like 1 or 2 ounces of that in the tank, because that also helps clean those guys out. Or if you want, you can seafoam it. I still say seafoam is pretty good for a motorcycle engine. So, all right. I'll catch you guys later on.